But we are live.
Alright, well, guys, we are live. I am Unrested. Here to host once more the Starblade Saga RPG, which we are all currently playing. I am your game master for the day, dungeon master or judge, whatever you want to call me. And before me are my lovely playing characters, also known as PCs, and they are going to introduce themselves now. Go ahead, boys.
I'm Grand. Everyone knows me. I'm sassy.
You're not sassy.
I'm sassier than you.
I'm
Are you sassy or is your character sassy?
Hell yeah, nigga.
I'm well rested. No.
Charlotte.
I'm Crypto. You all know me as well. Playing the dwarf. And we'll let Rich introduce himself real quick. He's going to be taking the place of Ashley today. He'll be our kangaroo who licks things.
Sup, Alright.
Dan.
I'm Dan. I'm playing the slightly racist alien pirate man who called our orc person a green man.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Patrick.
What's up, everybody? Fat Pat. I'm playing a rogue. It's a vampire elf, a damn fear.
Pretty gay.
Whatever you say.
Have you chosen Sparkle as a skillion?
And little Pat? Tiny Pat?
Yeah, and then Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and I'll be playing an orc, otherwise known as the Green Man. And
That was you?
Oh, actually, you guys introduce yourself. I need everybody's name, like character name, so that I can I need to be calling you guys by your character name.
I am Gorbin Undershaper. You can also see my name on Roll20.
Alright, hold on. And let's just try to remember each other's first name. So, Gorbin.
Hi.
Okay.
I'm Argan Sturm, so Argan.
Argan and Gorbin. Oh, I'm gonna get confused.
Alright,
yeah,
hold on
give
one
me a
second.
second to write that down, guys.
Yeah, everybody try to start writing these down. Write down PC name and player name next to it, so that when you address this person, so that we're better at our role-playing, you address them in their character names. And use your role-playing voice, too, please.
BRB.
Kyle,
Oh,
what's
wait.
yours?
Yeah.
Gorbin.
Gordon.
Pencils are hard to
Say it
find.
in your dwarf voice.
Huh?
Say it in your dwarf voice.
Gorbin.
There you go.
You're right, pissing me off, laddie.
Oi. Grand, what's yours?
Argan.
Argan?
Yeah.
Okay.
A-R-G-R. Wait. Yeah, A-R-G-A-N.
R-G-A-N, but as long as I've got it phonetically correct, I'm not too worried. Okay, who's next?
Who is...
I'm James.
James.
Yeah, we're just doing...
Oh yeah, that's right. Ash/Rich. Rich, your character's name is Patrick Ryan Tobin. So Patrick.
Okay. Can I just call you Pat for short?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Alright.
Feels so plain Jane right now.
Then we've got...
Or you're the most crazy character there is. You're an Egyptian kangaroo.
Yeah.
Kangaroo.
Aaron, what's your character's name?
Corvo.
Corvo?
Yeah, C-O-R-V-O.
Okay.
That sounds familiar. Yeah, it's from Dishonored, if you've ever played it.
I played Dishonored.
standing room of it.
Play Dishonored.
Oh, Honored, I played it.
it.
It's fun. It's a good steampunk game. FPS steampunk.
Alright,
Alright, so... I think we have
Gorbin, Argan, Pat, and Corvo.
Mine is Catheter.
Ooh, say it again?
Catheter.
Catheter.
Shut
Good
the
to-
fuck up.
Okay, catheter.
Call you poop bag for short. Sorry, who was that? Which one's
Pat.
Who's catheter?
Pat.
Pat is captor. Okay.
Alright.
Dan, what's yours again?
James. James all day. I got a piratey name.
Oh, that's right.
James Arg.
How you do, laddie? I'm not role playing in my dwarf voice today.
Would you say his last name was Dan?
All day. It's actually in the Roll20 table.
It is.
Oh, is it? Oh, hey, look at that.
Oh yeah, Rich, you should probably join our Roll20 so you can roll.
Yeah, I'm on Roll20 right now. How do I get up in that?
Aren't you in the campaign Starblade Saga?
No. I just pay my account.
I don't know how to invite you.
Invite to the game, or do I need to do it?
I think you need to do
I think
it.
you need to do it.
Okay, hold on.
I think all you need to do is give him a link to the campaign, and then you can hit join game.
Okay, I've got to exit the campaign to get that link, so 1 second, I'll be right back.
Nani kore?
That was
What is this?
Kyle desu.
Kyle.
Sono uta utau.
Nani? Nani ka?
Soriwa.
Alright, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the link into Facebook, so someone needs to give it to him from there.
Nah, Rich is in the
Okay.
Facebook chat.
Yeah.
Dan is the one who needs to make a Facebook and join the chat.
I'll do it next week, I promise.
Just do it right after the game. Just make it and join the chat, and then forget you have a Facebook.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Then I'll add you on Facebook, and I'll tell Danielle to add you on Facebook.
And for Facebook, just start a character start a Facebook for James. Like, don't start a character.
Yeah, dude, don't even start one for you. Start one for James all
just make
day.
it for James. Who
Yeah,
cares?
actually, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna make a Facebook for my role playing character,
Hell yeah, dude.
And people will be like,
and
"Who's this
I'll write.
guy?" And then he'll get like more.
using piratical speech.
You can
He'll
change
get
Facebook.
more popular than you, and then like all these girls want to date him, and you'll have to show up in cosplay and shit. It'll get like really uncomfortable.
Oh man, it's like leading a double life. It's almost a James Bond-like existence.
It's not even a double life. You'll have to throw your own life away just to inherit James's life.
Man, what? I wonder how awkward it'd be if, like, once I take like the face mask off, and they're like, ah, "You're not James.
You're just an Asian guy.
You're just an Asian guy."
Dan was actually pretty upset the other day when we were talking after class. He realized that he wasted away his seeing girls in school uniform days when he was in the Philippines. He never appreciated it when he was there.
Oh yeah, school uniforms, man. School uniforms aren't a thing here. School uniforms are a thing in the Philippines.
Well, I mean, you can go to Catholic school in America and kind of see, but I mean, they're all like, I mean, it's looking like.
They're all like really modest, man.
Yeah, and it's like slabs of ham. It's not like, it's not Asian. Let's put it that way.
Exactly.
I can see
Anyway.
it, so there's not a day that goes by that.
Are you in here, Rich?
Yeah, I just.
You're in here as Pat.
Well, I mean, I run.
All right, guys, if we are ready, I would like to begin if possible.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yep.
Okay, let me go ahead and explain a little bit more about skills. I asked everybody to pick out 3 skills before we started this session. If you did not do that, don't worry about it. I'm not any kind of strict asshole DM. I don't really care if you didn't do that. I don't want to have homework. Pretty much what we've got is you have, first and foremost, your most important aspect of your character is your attributes. If you don't know what your attributes are, let me remind you, they are force, mental, that's because he's a cat. He just told me, Dad, the cat's been sleeping a lot today, so. So it's some pretty important news. And, okay, so you got, okay, sorry, let me say it one more time. Force, mental, see, even me, I don't have this memorized. Force, mental, speed, appeal. ちょっと静かに、今ダダは、はい、友達に電話する。 Force, mental, speed, appeal, arcane, and vigor. If you can't remember what one of those are, just stop me and ask again. It's totally okay. We've only played 2 times, so I don't expect you to have anything memorized. And again, this is a brand new RPG. I don't have anything memorized either, so no worries. Those are your attributes. Mostly we're going to base a lot of rolls off of those as far as difficulty levels. For example, if you say, if you want to, okay, can I put on a TV for you? You can go watch it real quick. Just a second, guys. I'm gonna go put on some cartoons.
Neko, he says cat.
His nap, but he's not taking a nap. He's like refusing to take a nap. So. I can't
Give us baby nap pills. Give it baby nap pills.
You guys remember how skills were supposed to work? Like, were they supposed to be skills that we're supposed to use in battle, or just skills that we had from our
They're just a
previous
skill that
life?
you have to use. Like, you say you're learning this, and then you want to use it once successfully, and then you have it.
Hey Kyle, look what I have.
What do you have?
That's a sweet.
Look, he'll know what it is as soon as I unwrap it.
Why do you have those little candies? The rice candy.
They're delicious.
Yeah.
Do you want the sticker?
Yes.
That's beautiful.
I suddenly have a really deep urge to eat corn dogs.
What?
Where the heck does that come from?
I don't know, but the corn dogs, they're like right over there.
By the way, guys, let me turn my camera back on and.
Are you guys already role playing something about corn dogs? That's
No, Dan, it's just like corn dogs. This is the candy that he's eating. Let's see. Turn my camera back on. There it is. Bolton rice candy. Yeah.
Bolton rice candy.
Hey, that cat was on that drag and drop Hiragana chart thing.
That's the luck. It's a lucky cat, right? It's the cat for lucky business. And you'll sell a lot of whatever you're selling.
Scott, skills. What exactly were they like?
Okay, so first of all, there are going to
Like
be
things.
things you pick yourself, and
Yeah.
they could be anything pretty much. When you pick these, I'm going to actually classify them under general skills, but let me go back to attributes real quick because they're actually connected to general skills, and I don't want to get this too complicated. Attributes, your most basic aspect of your character. It's your strength, your brain, your how much hits you can take, how healthy are you, how fast and how quick you can move, how dexterous you are. Your basic stuff that you would have in any RPG. That's your attributes. Force, mental, appearance, vigor, etc., etc. I don't need to go through that again. Most difficulty checks are going to be based on those. Difficulty checks are a rating, which I'm not going to tell you because that would give away like how intense something is. But pretty much anything from 1 to 5 is simple. Anything from 26 to 30 is goddamn impossible. In between there, you've got like 6 to 10 is average, 11 to 15 is difficult, 16 to 20 very difficult. And what you're doing when you do those is you're rolling a 20-sided dice. Now, if you get equal to or higher than what the difficulty level is, then you pass whatever you're trying to do. So let me just give you a quick example. All right? You want to jump a gap, okay? Jumping a gap would be your speed skill because that's how fast and how dexterous you are. Obviously, being fast and jumping are, you know, speed and dexterity. So you would say how difficult is that gap to jump? I would say its level of difficulty is difficult level average, okay? So that would be 6 to 10. So you don't know exactly what number I've picked. I'm not going to be like, it's at the edge of 10. So if it's 10, you've got a 50-50 chance. That's why it's called average. You roll an 11, you pass, okay? Maybe your attribute, which I said would have to be speed, because like I said, that's dexterity and speed, is at 8 to 12, which would be no modifier at all, okay? You'd have 0 modifier. Now here's something you want to write down right now. I've kind of changed up some modifiers. I've given more modifiers, but I've also given some negative modifiers for if your stuff is too low. Listen up real quick, okay? And write this next to your attribute, okay? And everybody understands what attributes are, right?
Yeah, force, mental, speed, appeal, arcane.
Yeah, okay. So And stop me, please stop me if you're like, wait, no, Scott, sorry, I don't know what that is. Even if you think I've said it a million times, I don't mind answering the question. If you have anything that is 1 to 5, put a -2 next to that modifier. I mean, next to that attribute. Okay. Now, don't take 2 points off of that attribute, but just say -2. Anything that you attempt to do involving that attribute, you'll take a -2 penalty to. So if someone says, solve this massive equation, and you know your mental is only 2, you're just gonna be like, 2 plus 2 is 5. Like, you know, you're probably not gonna pass. Okay. All right. 6 to 8 is -1. Okay. 9 to 12, no change, 0. You don't have to write anything at all. Okay. It's just average. 9 to 12 is average. So that would be like your IQ is 100 points. You know, you can push the average size wooden door open. You know, you're nothing huge. You're nothing super powerful. Okay, 13 to 15 +1 modifier. So that's where it's actually gone a little lower now. You can start at 13 to get a modifier.
So it was 14.
So anything you attempt. So if you have a 14, you'll get a +1 with anything involved with that attribute. So if you said, my force is 14, I want to kick that door open, I'd say, okay, roll to kick it open and add a +1.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
So these things are helping. Okay, 16 to 18 +2.
Did we got anything for 13?
Yeah,
Yeah,
plus
13
1.
plus 13 to 15 +1.
Okay.
Okay, and then 19 to 20 is a +3, and you shouldn't have anything over a 20. So if you do, you would have to have something enchanted, and I don't think anybody's found any enchanted weapons or magical armor or anything.
Like the only thing that we have over 20 is our health and power count.
Oh yeah, well, that's different. You're not. I mean, that's not something you're actually going to roll for. If you're taking a health check, you would actually be doing a vigor check, which is like pretty much checking if your endocrine system can handle poisons through your kidneys and stuff like that. So that's different. Okay, and don't worry too much about difficulty levels. I mean, it's something I can't tell you what exactly the difficulty is. Imagine it in your brain. Obviously, if it was something it would be hard for you to do in real life, like you're on the top of 2 moving semis and you want to jump from one to the other, okay, yeah, you would be, unless you were a fucking, stunt man, it's probably going to be super dangerous for you. So it's going to be for your character too.
I have a question.
Sure.
So for skills,
Yes.
like skills that we're picking ourselves,
Yes.
they should pertain to what we did. So I'm a deep dwarf like priest. My occupation prior to being grabbed up was like a shaman, like for my people. So like, could I do some sort of herbalism but pertaining to like the fungi and stuff that would grow in the dark?
Yeah, that's fine.
What
So
would that be
I was
called?
thinking, Kyle, for yours, your guy would actually have what's called dungeoneering.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the engineering of dungeons underground, like building holes and stuff underground. And that's something that would be like, you could say like, oh, look at that glowing patch of mold over there. We can use that as like penicillin. So I would write, if that's something you want, I'd write dungeoneering. Now you can make a separate, if you want something else for like mixing and making medicines and stuff like that, I would actually say like that's chemistry.
Okay, because I do want to do. I'm going to do dungeoneering and chemistry, and then I don't know what the third one would be. Maybe mining. I'm a dwarf.
Okay, mining would actually be that would actually be
An occupation.
under an athletics skill. That's going to be tied to your force.
Yeah, my force is pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
14.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me write that in here. Mining. That's a good one. I like that.
Yes, I'm going to do dungeoneering, chemistry, and mining. as my three
Okay.
that I picked.
Okay, so these are going to actually be your general skills that we're talking about right now. Now,
Yep.
let me explain that because this is where attributes connect to general skills. What we're going to do is when we do general skills, we are creating the first list ever of general skills. So if you see me writing stuff down, it's like literally you're helping write the book here. But what you and I are going to agree upon that uses the rules of our game is what you think as far as an attribute that would be attached. If you agree with me, if you don't, then please.
Oh,
Oh, he died.
Now,
yeah.
I just realized Richard doesn't have the stats for the kangaroo.
So
I think that would be important for me to be able to cover for him would be for me to have.
go watch last week's episode and skip around until you find what he says his attributes are. It should be towards the beginning.
But I hope so.
Alright, so while we're waiting, can I go make corn dogs?
Dan, you don't ever get corn dogs.
Yeah, I can't. I need to meet Dan. I really do.
Dan, he's in my Japanese class.
Right now, he's my favorite person ever.
Dan, you want to come to Pittsburgh with me tomorrow? I'm going to hang out with Rich.
I'm actually doing something tomorrow. Maybe next week.
Hey,
But
Kyle,
I'm totally open to doing stuff because I don't have anything to do.
Kyle,
So
if
if you
you're
want to
going
do
to,
stuff, Kyle, just let me know.
Yeah. What,
Kyle,
Grant?
if you're going to Pittsburgh, go to IKEA. You need more cookies.
Alright,
Oh, I do need to go to IKEA. I do need to buy more cookies, more Kackerhaverflarn.
corn dogs, BRB.
Yeah. Oh yeah, party yeah, Scott's internet died.
Scott is back. He's like, corn dog.
Dude, you're all sorts of sideways.
I don't understand. It's weird because my computer has me switched to the normal. Okay, let me try. Like on here. Okay, that's weird because on here I was facing the other way. Oh, weird. All right. Anyway, where was I at? General skills. You and I have to agree upon what the general skill connects to as far as an attribute. So recently.
Yeah, so I have mining tied to force.
Yeah, exactly. Bjorn actually talked about doing parkour, which I also believe. I don't think it would be tied to force. I think it would actually be tied to speed.
Yeah, I would think that parkour would be tied to speed. I mean, maybe a little bit of force, but really it's more about how quick you can maneuver when you're doing these things rather than how hard you have to hold.
Plus, the other thing is you said that speed also kind of contains the dexterity element, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That would be something for parkour, right?
So connect your parkour to speed. Okay.
Yeah.
Chemistry would be tied to mental.
Yes, chemistry is under mental. Dungeoneering is to mental too.
That's good because my mental's not bad either.
I have bioengineering. Would that be to mental too?
Yes. What is it called?
Bioengineering.
Yeah. Also, there's another one, and some of you might all want to think about this. There's a skill called Polytech and Monotech. Polytech means you understand the technology of multiple planets. Like you can do stuff from like the Stone Age on up to like supercomputers. And then Monotech means like you're really good at technology, but only for your planet.
Yeah, I'm not good at technology ever. I'm a stones and levers kind of guy.
I'd be mono.
I wanna try my skills. Can I tell you my skills?
You can. Go ahead.
Yes. I wanted to do some kind of like item identification, like being able to know what something is.
Okay, for like magic items or just like, I guess it would mostly be magic items?
Like, yeah, I guess knowing like how enchanted an item is.
Okay, and would you want to be able to do that for items just from your planet or items from all across the universe?
It would probably be most useful for all across the universe.
Alright, so let's call that universal identify.
Okay.
And that's going to be underneath your mental, because that's going to be how much books and like stuff you've researched. You would only know as much as you had actually covered in knowledge.
Okay.
So that's gonna be.
And then I want to do int or mental. Yes, mental.
Okay.
And I
Then my
want to do
last,
sneaking
last,
and like open locking.
Sneaking. Okay, sneaking will be speed.
then I
And
have advanced hacking that would be under mental, right?
Yeah. Sorry. And Bjorn, what was the other one? Engineering? Did you say?
Yeah, I have parkour, bioengineering,
Oh, bioengineering. Okay, hold on. Sorry,
making
that's where I
weapons and
messed up.
stuff.
I knew it was a special kind of engineering. Okay, hold on. Bioengineering is also going to be mental, and hacking, that will also be.
Mental, right?
Yeah, that'll also be mental, definitely.
and open lock opening is that speed?
Yeah, that's still going to be speed because that is sleight of hand.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I kind of wanted to do that. Sneaking and opening locks.
Okay, hold on. Let me write that down real quick. Open locks. We'll just call that one open locks. Yeah.
Man, being playtesters is hard.
It is.
Difficult.
But you're gonna.
It's an uncharted Western territory.
It is, but you're gonna start to see this develop. I've got a really.
Yeah,
good
it's really
system
cool.
for. You'll
Hey,
start
Scott.
to see.
Did you tell us to pick a combat skill last week?
And if you want, that's fine.
Okay, because like
He said you could specialize in a combat skill if
Yeah,
you,
you
if
can
you
totally
wanted to. Like,
specialize in a combat skill. It'll most likely be attached to either force or speed, though. For example, if you're going to be shooting something, I'm actually attaching that to speed because dexterity is how good you can aim. If you're using a melee weapon, which means hitting somebody with something, that's going to be force because it's going to be how hard you can actually connect with their body or humanoid type form.
oh,
What did you have in mind, Pat?
like a misdirection skill, something where I can like force enemies to attack somebody else, or like
Ooh, interesting. Okay, hold on. That's actually a little tricky.
because I was thinking speed for it.
I
Then we
think you
gotta-
might be right. Because that would kind of be like a fake out, and a fake out is
Right.
actually, yeah.
Something where I can like try to get the enemy's attention
but
and
you know
push
what?
me, and then I move. Something I don't know.
I don't know, but your appeal, it might be your appeal too, because things like if you're intimidating somebody or you're getting them to love you, you're using the same type of action. So, appeal is just like actually like how much they believe the act that you're putting on, and that's kind of an act. How is your appeal? How good is your appeal?
It's in the average range. It's 12.
That's not too bad. I would say I'm gonna stick it in appeal. I really feel like that's an appeal.
Okay.
Fake out.
yeah, I would agree with that.
Skill, fake
I
out.
would think so.
Then we need to have our orc having like battle
I'm back.
rage
Sorry
or
about that.
taunt.
Okay, I'm gonna call
Dan
this
and your fucking corn dogs.
fake out attack. Okay, it's under
Dogs,
appeal.
man.
Okay, what else? Did you have anything else, Pat?
No, the other two were already answered. It was stealth and sleight of hand.
Okay, perfect. And I'm sorry, by stealth, you mean sneaking?
Yeah, just sneaking.
Okay, so I want to just kind of confirm this. Stealth, I see more as hiding in shadows. So you are not moving when you're using stealth. Sneaking is actually moving either by using the movement of other people, like following other people's movement, or following the movement of shadows on the walls. Stealth, I would say, is like you stand still and someone walks past you not even knowing you're there. So let's just confirm we're all thinking the same thing. Would you rather stand still and let somebody walk past you and you can still strike them, you could like cut their throat or something, or do you want to actually like be able to sneak to an area without anybody seeing you?
For my character, definitely would be sneak.
Okay, so write down sneaking, don't write down stealth. Okay.
Right,
Stealth,
I crossed that out.
Yeah, I have sneaking written down on mine already, so
Hey,
that
Rich,
was the idea.
did you come up with a character name?
No, I was looking for what's Ash's character stuff, but I was skimming through the video. I couldn't find a damn thing.
That's in the beginning.
Have we like lost all contact with Ash?
What's the chances Ash is gonna sign back on? Because I mean, should we just let Rich make his own character?
Yeah, I might as well let Rich make his own character. He
You
can do that
tell me
real
what
quick.
to do. I can easily just quickly type something up.
Yeah, just actually, all you need to do, Rich, it's really simple. I am gonna wait till next time to let you do your skills, just because you'll be starting at level 1 and these guys are level 2. All you need to do is roll, what is it, 6 dice 20, I believe? Yeah, so go into the decahedron. Is it a decahedron? 10-sided? No, 20-sided? Tetrahedron? I don't know what the fuck that shape is. Open up that little dice shape, type in 6 dice 20, and roll. So that's going to be a custom roll. You can roll it 3 times, and whichever one is your highest roll, use that to disperse your points across your attributes.
Okay. So I'm rolling this.
I would just think about like whatever kind of, like you can customize your character in any way. Almost any race you can imagine in any game you've ever played is involved in this series. Any class you've ever imagined you can possibly be. I don't know, guys. Is there anything we're desperate for right now? We don't have a lot of magic users, and we actually.
I was thinking something along the lines of a like shapeshifter of sorts.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We've got that. We've got like that. So I'll let you know after you put together your character.
Okay, so I'm rolling the d20. Roll 6 of them 3 times.
Yeah, you can just do 6 dice 20 and get your full amount of points that you get.
Where it says advanced roll,
Yeah.
it says roll is type 6 in that one.
Okay.
Hey Scott, for my skills,
Yep.
I got a couple different things like Berserker skill, Iron Fist, Power Strike, and Aggro Control.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Those sound good. I like what I'm already hearing. Okay.
He's gonna be our tank.
I can already tell. So, all right, aggro control.
Yeah.
Okay. So for aggro control, do you mean like you're pulling the person to fight you?
Yeah, like anyone in the vicinity, you know.
Like an aggro pool. Okay. I'm gonna call it aggro pool. That just means like and actually aggro pool is gonna be appeal, because that's like an intimidation skill. You're like, come on, fucker, get over here and fight me. Leave that little dwarf alone, unless you're only man enough to beat up blind dwarfs from the ground.
Right.
Okay, aggro pool is gonna be appeal. What were the other two?
Iron Fist and Power Strike.
Okay, those will both be force, definitely. Iron fists. So that's going to be like barehanded fisticuffs.
Yeah.
And
Power Strike would require a weapon.
Power Strike, that's going to be like a heavy hit with your handheld weapon, right?
Right.
Okay, so that has to be, we'll say that's weapon-based only.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
Aaron.
what I have.
Aaron, you couldn't think up any kind of skills that you might need outside of combat.
No, he's an orc.
Well, okay,
Yeah, not really.
just so you guys know, like, I've given you 3 skills to start out with, but as we continue to play, you'll be given more slots to get. You're not only going to have 3 skills for, like, the next 500 games. Like, don't worry.
Don't remember, he's also an orc, Pat. Like, he's a warrior.
Right.
Like, that's
Yeah. I think he's chosen a pretty, like, I mean, he's the tanky guy. I mean, he can, if he wants to develop more character and become, like, a very, very, loose and, like, calibrated fighter who has a certain style, he can do that over time, but this is good for just a blunt force tank to start out with.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, I had a thought for him. I didn't really get to talk to him about it, like, recently.
Oh, okay.
But maybe, like, for whenever you get your next skill slot, Aaron, think about something like a non-combat skill like Intimidate that you could use on, like, other, NPCs we'll encounter.
Because you can think about things like, he's right, because Intimidate's great for a fight, but it can also be like you're in a shop and you want to get a lower price. You know what I mean? Or like you're in a bar and like 50 bikers are ready to beat you up, and you're like, how about? And they're just like, okay.
Well, I doubt we're going to get any ores in this game.
I don't know about that.
I have a question.
Oh, it all depends on where James takes us, that pirate bastard.
So am I splitting this? Am I splitting this stuff up between force, mental speed, appeal, arcane, and vigor?
Yes,
Or
but you
like
can also
everything else?
you can also
That's
that.
it. You said it.
You can roll 3 times and pick your highest.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why it's 6 dice 20, because you have 6 skills there. So, 6 attributes.
There you go. Your second one's the best.
All right. Cool.
Oh man, that last one was poop.
So
Ooh,
what's
34.
so what,
Yeah, wow.
what's what do I do with the life count, power count, hunger, and thirst? Because I'm
He'll tell you
looking
what to
at
do.
Yeah, I'll get you there. Right in your other stuff first. That's actually like
Okay.
you'll see that it's actually combined parts of your other attributes.
All right, coolio.
Pat,
Yeah.
you should drive here and give me one of those cigarettes, because I am dying for one.
Well, the only reason I'm even smoking them is because my e-cig just died, so I'm charging it.
Aw.
You know, you could just not smoke at all.
Yeah, but nicotine.
It's hard to get away from.
Actually, it's not.
For some people,
What's
All about self-control, man.
Well,
Well, hey,
we
while
Americans don't have a lot of that.
while he's doing his stats and stuff, I'm gonna go make something to eat real quick. It's only gonna take me like 5 minutes.
Make me something to eat, dude.
Okay.
Make me those hash browns.
hey, what's
You want me to write that down as one of your skills? Make something to eat.
Yeah.
what's vigor?
I'm not playing a woman.
You could steal the idea of food buffs from WoW.
Oh, that's funny.
Food.
WoW's got some good skills and stuff like that.
Hold on, dude.
Steal some. You can cook food so good it makes you slightly stronger.
Hey, what's vigor?
Vigor?
Yeah.
Vigor is like your constitution, your health, your overall, like, it would be like, if you're about to bleed out, if you'll pass out, or if, like, you just swallowed poison, if your body's going to be able to, like, filter out the toxins, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Scott, what are you eating?
Life support, if you will.
Scott's eating ice cream again.
Oh wow. Okay, cool.
Sorbet.
I actually just split. Wait, hold on. You have to take something down. Down a
Just like
notch. Bam.
orange sorbet
Scott never sends me sorbet.
with a hint of matcha.
A hint of
I
matcha.
I
just
don't like
I
much
just ate 3
ice
corn dogs.
cream.
Corn dogs are good, man.
They're
That's
good. You can get the corn dog at the convenience, but they're not called corn dogs. They're called American dog.
American dog.
Really?
American.
No, I'm not joking. There's a lot of like Japanese English words. That's what we call them, or Japanglish.
Nay. Nay.
Okay, so I divvied up my my points.
Like French fries, potato fry.
Yeah, they say that.
Fried potato.
Fried potato.
Or pancakes are called hotto keiki.
Hoto keiki.
Yeah, you're just like what?
Kiki. Do they call meals in Japan sets?
At like fast
In
food
McDonald's?
places.
Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if
Yeah.
you want a
Set
meal
the-
at McDonald's.
And they won't use like
Hey, Seto.
they won't like say ichi set. They'll call it like set the one, like. And
Makuro.
Hey, Rich,
if
Rich,
something is not naturally flavored with a fruit, they'll use the katakana fruit, and if it's naturally flavored, then they'll use the hiragana. So like they'll be like strawberry, so it's not actual strawberry, but if they say ichigo, then it's actually strawberry flavored.
Strawberry.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's weird. It's something I never figured out until way later.
we got to give Rich his life count, power count, and health.
Yeah.
All right,
Go ahead and figure out with that. I've got that written down here.
I could get some more corn dogs.
American dog. Dude.
American doggy.
Nemas.
Hey, Scott, I had a question real quick about the experience.
Sure.
Do you have like set milestones for when you level up, like how much
Yeah.
experience? Okay.
Yeah. The scale's very easy. From here on out, it doubles. So next is 200, next is 400, next is 800, next is 1600.
Okay. Cool.
I am a level 2.
I am a level 2 pirate. Space pirate.
Level up.
Do I get to use a space rapier?
That's your first Facebook post right there. I'm a level 2 space pirate.
Like,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. But do I later on get to have a space rapier and a space flintlock pistol?
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah,
Yes.
they'll be all
I
that
need
stuff.
I need my dwarf to find love in this adventure.
Guys, let me help Rich.
Well, I thought you and Ash were going together,
Power
Kyle.
count. Life count
ambidexterity,
is
so I can shoot people and stab it. That's
life
a skill
count.
I'm gonna get to.
Life count is vigor times 2.
No, isn't it divided by 2?
No, it's times
Oh no,
2.
it's times. My bad.
Alright, so
Yeah,
left
dude,
count
get
is
Divided,
vigor
man. That would
times 2.
you have like
That would
6.
suck.
Alright.
Dude, if my vigor was divided by 2, I'd be like a level 1 mage in D&D. 5
I
hit
cast
points.
magic missile.
Alright, what's power count?
Arcane times 2.
Arcane.
Alright,
I'm
hunger.
glad that we're using some kind of like mana pool thing for magic spells, right?
Sure.
That's what power count is.
Hunger is what Kyle just said. Vigor divided by 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. And round up. If it's a 0.5.
So, I have a question about power count. That's like mana, right?
Yeah,
Basically, your resource for spells.
And thirst.
Thirst is force by 1/2. So, divided by 2, sorry. Oh, I don't know why I can't say, like, I don't do math.
Speak words.
I know understanding math do.
You live in Asia. Doesn't the mathematics rub off?
Dude, the math isn't, like, I feel like an idiot when I look at, like, a kindergartner book. Like, it's, like, literally, like, 3rd graders here do math that I did in 8th grade. Like, it's scary.
Yeah, I feel that way too. When I was in the Philippines, we were doing like math equations to like fill up the chalkboard, and I'm like
Yeah.
over here, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Like no joke, like, my kid, like, does, like, fractions and stuff, and he's almost, like, only 4, or close to 4. Like, fractions? Like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't touch that until I was, like, maybe 6th or 7th grade, and I mean, I went to a pretty good school, like, went to a private Catholic school.
Yeah, it's like
old man.
Which is
I'm
super
really
ironic. I mean, look at Scott. He has zombies and fucking fuck down caps and whatnot, and he went to
Pat, when is the next time you're gonna be here?
Sunday.
Okay.
all right. So we have our stats. Oh, corn dogs! What a man! What a
I
man!
was waiting for him to
They
see it.
sound-
That was
so
my
good.
man. That's my man right there. Corn dogs.
Alright. Oh, man, Rich, make your character. I want to start this adventure.
Yeah, I kind of want to go.
I've got dwarfing to do.
I got
It's okay.
space piraticalness to do.
Well, today is gonna be very different
Combat.
from last week, so.
Oh yes. Well, he's rolling the character. Can you tell me how combat works?
You'll find out today.
Yeah, you're just about to find out. Like, literally
Oh,
today
okay.
is your, like, you know, like I told you, this is the pure testing arena. Well, you just finished the room called Traps and Riddles, and your next one's called Pure Testing Combat. So,
Guys, let's all go smoke pot.
in game,
In game.
sorry, it's not allowed on the guilds here.
Oh man, bummer.
Not until after you finished, or unless it's for
What
religious.
what is the Drathconia equivalent of pot?
Oh, I actually have that. I think it's called Jaka Root.
I want to have some of that.
You just
I
have
have
some in a
one.
pouch inside your coat pocket. You're
Yeah,
just like,
I want to have a
oh, no,
pouch of that shit.
I got the perfect
wrote.
stress reliever right here. Boom.
Can I have that as part of my like armor attire?
Sure.
Pouch
Throw
and
that in.
pipe? Awesome.
Well, actually, you don't have it now because you
Damn.
can't have it until
Outside
you're, like,
the goods
you're only wearing like the most.
my robe, my shitey robe.
But don't worry, you're gonna get a bunch of shit. If you request it, like, you can probably get it. Just say it's like religious.
It's like you're telling us how to get stuff from the government.
Pretty much. Well, I don't know, like, the guild sphere is like really liberal, and they don't really care too much that, like, if people do stuff like that. But you are part of kind of a military. Like, this is kind of a military form to beat Azoth. And if you're like, I need fucking heroin every day, they're like, okay, maybe the military is not for you. You know, like. So
Right.
Jakaruth, they'll probably just be like, well, what's it for? And you'll be like, I'm Jakafarian, and they'll be like, okay.
I'm Jack Fair.
Jakafarian. I should really add that as an actual religion within the game. That sounds hilarious.
Dude. And then,
Alright.
and then they get bonuses if they're constantly high. There you go.
I always give like drug bonuses and negatives. Like probably your well we don't have attributes creativity skill. Like it's not here, so
Well, I believe mental would definitely go down.
your
No,
your mental would go
go
down, but your
Arcane would go
hearing would go up. It'd be like your appreciation for
Does
ACDC
your-
skyrockets.
Does your hunger go down because you had to eat? Do you get
Yeah.
real hungry?
Take a -3 to your speed, but +4 for your like for techno. Like,
And if you do meth, your appeal gotta go like permanently down.
yeah, yeah, be like,
Store-
go ahead and take a -7 to your appeal and scratch off 5 teeth from your player sheet. But hey, your speed's
Like,
high right now.
and write down sores under your marks.
Can I make a magical necklace from my teeth?
And also write down not even once.
Fucking ET isn't normal, but on meth it is.
What?
Haven't you ever seen that picture? There's a guy fucking an ET doll, and it says fucking ET isn't normal, but on meth it is. Meth, not even once.
Not even once. Have you seen that one where it's like R2-D2 and then they just show a trash can and they're like meth,
Yeah.
not even once.
Pat, whenever you come over next time, don't forget to bring a couple of them character sheets
The
over.
meth.
Yeah, no problem. Is anybody else using those?
Yeah, I am.
Okay,
But
so
the
are you
character
good?
sheets, yeah, I'm using them. They're cool.
Yeah, I'm just writing build and marks. That's
Okay.
pretty much it. I'm done. I'm good.
Because he's
Oh, okay, you got it all
thinking
finished?
that's
Okay,
all.
what I'm going to need
That's
you to
fair.
tell us right now is, what is your character's name?
Okay. The name is Kiari.
No. Kiari, Pamu. Fuck
Can you
me.
spell it?
Kyary. The full name is Kiari,
Yeah.
I will be honest.
Okay, is it actually, it's a female?
Yes. I will give you a
good.
female.
We've actually got a female, thank goodness.
Thank goodness. I was gonna be a girl, but then I was a dwarf.
Sexual. Oh my god.
Change your role-playing name to reflect your name.
Okay,
Sexual
and
tension
what kind of
intensifies.
what kind of race is Kiari? If you could connect her to a race within a video game or a RPG, what would you set her as being?
Alright, so the race I have written down is a high Valianta, which you would probably consider more like your high mage, your high elf kind
Alright,
of.
hold on. I'm not familiar with that, so let me look that up and I'll see what's connected to that. High what?
Well, I made up the races.
Oh, you made that up. Oh, okay, I was
Yes.
like, what game is that from?
You would connect it to a high elf. That's what I was thinking of when I was.
Okay, technologically, what age would you say she comes from as far as her planet and her species? We have everything from like Stone Age up to like super futuristic, ultra hygienic. Like,
Just say you come from Drathconia, man. Be
well,
one of
I don't
the
want
old
another
folks.
person from
They come from a medieval aged planet. They like
Okay.
to live simple lives.
Simple
Super
lives
simple.
in the
Uh-huh.
Would you
tree.
say a medieval aged planet?
Yeah.
Medieval age. I might send you from.
With
All right, why don't I say you're from a planet? It's called Krylos Altoris. Okay.
It's an awesome name.
This planet is it's. Have you ever played Planescape? You know Planescape?
I play Planescape.
Okay, Planescape is pretty much it's like where the gods live in Dungeons and Dragons. Like they live in this like kind of crazy. It's constantly like shape
The Whale
shifting
City.
and the happy hunting grounds and the nine hells and it's crazy stuff. It's pretty much like whatever the god is the god of, their world is like that. Like, for example, like there's this one like evil god who's all about tricking you and having complex thoughts that trick you. And she's called like the what is it, like the Queen of Mazes or the Queen of Pain. And like
Queen of
she just
Pain?
like yeah, the way she'll suddenly like attack you is like make a million
Throw you with a
fucking
maze.
yeah, that you'll go through forever. So like you're kind of from a planet like that where like don't get me wrong, there's really good people there, but there's also like really evil people there, and they kind of like live off of magic pretty much. They live off of magic, they live off of meditation, they live off of like hypnosis and all kinds of ethereal things. The entire planet is almost completely ethereal. Like it's if you come there as a corporal being, it's actually pretty mind-bending. It's really hard to like even figure out like, am I standing up or down, or am I floating? Am I right side up or right side down? So
Aaron, what are you doing?
Let's fight, guys. Let's
All
fight.
right.
Let's
Yeah,
fight.
let's go.
let's just get started. Okay, guys,
Well,
you ended your adventure.
Why is
Let
it
me
playing
give
through
you
the
guys
night?
kind of an update of where you guys ended. You all awoke in a room where your cryogenic chambers opened up. You had never met each other before. These cryogenic chambers or capsules had floated down to your planet. Electric arms had come out, punctured you with some sort of sleep drug that knocked you out. These capsules encapsulated you and sent you off to a planet only known as Guildsphere. Guildsphere is a completely mech-constructed planet. You could say man-made, but it wasn't necessarily made by man. It was made by multiple races. But it's not an actual solid ground planet. It's literally made of like mechanical devices forged.
An artificial planet.
Yeah, it's massive though. I mean, it's planet-sized. It is made up of the universe's brightest, best, most highly experienced and developed scientists, engineers, warriors, generals, etc., etc. It's the best of the best. It's a recruiting facility for as such, and recently they are launching a campaign to defeat Azoth, who is the god planet tormentor of the universe you guys live in, the Dark Scar universe. He's currently on his own campaign of constantly sending people psychic codes to allow them to alter their futuristic advances and scientific advances, only to bring about their own apocalypse of their planet. So he's like literally giving them blueprints in their brains, like sending them through psionic waves that are like, oh, that's how you make a nuclear bomb. Cool, let me make it. And the races wipe themselves up, and he literally like eats their suffering. I mean, it's not like something tangible that we can touch. He's eating like, I don't know what suffering tastes like, but he's eating it. Okay.
Like pork.
And that's how he survives. That's how he grows. That's how he gets his power. At the same time, the god planet Azoth, who is in the center of the universe of Dark Scar, is also providing energy for every planet that all of you are from. No matter if you're from a very old school dungeon punk planet with portcullises for doors and people who live under mountains, Kyle, or if you're from a super futuristic race of vat-born, ultra genetic super race, like Bjorn's character, who's like 9 feet tall and has like redundant organs. Your planet's energy is provided by the eyes of Azoth, which are literally like shooting the equivalent to the sun's rays out at these planets. So he's something that you need to stop, put an end to, but not necessarily kill and destroy, or you would also lose your source of energy. You have been recruited to start this campaign to find a sword called the Starblade. The Starblade is the only known magical item that can be shoved into the heart of Azoth and finally put him to a stop. It'll put him into like a coma. He'll still be pushing out this energy, but he won't be able to consume, torment, or send psychic waves out to the people of the planets. It'll kind of put him in this stasis that'll still keep everybody alive. You have been one of the first couple of parties recruited. Now, you're not the only party. They are literally recruiting like millions and billions of people from around the entire universe because they have a massive menu to select from. You guys, in some way on your own planet, showed a skill, a development, or some sort of technique that they felt was worthy of the council's approval without asking whether or not you wanted to join, because this is a dire situation. They sent out a cryogenic chamber capsule which drugged you, put you in there, sent you to this planet. You awoke in a kind of a very, very hygienic, clean, futuristic-looking world that you might see like in Tron, the movie Tron. Seamless, incredibly beautiful. For those of you who had no tech background, you just think it's like heaven or something. For those of you who are highly tech-oriented, you're like, holy shit, this is technology that even makes my technology look Stone Age. You take a look at each other, and you guys, luckily, for me and for you guys, were pretty peaceful upon meeting each other. You pretty much realized none of you had a clue as to what the hell had just happened. You have what's called lexicon badges inserted under your skin, so even though you spoke multiple languages, they translated everything for you. You guys worked together to get through what they called the first stage of the PTA, the peer testing arena, and that was stage 1 was riddles and traps. And as the door closed behind you, that lit up on the door and said riddles and traps stage 1 complete. The computer then ordered you to go ahead and take a rest. The lights shut down, the room filled with like kind of a sleeping type gas. It wasn't in a violent manner, it was more kind of in a pacifying manner, just kind of like, all right guys, just take a chill. Really wonderful meals were delivered to you. You felt like you were actually pretty well taken care of. If you are some sort of prisoner here, you feel like you're being very humanely treated. Some of you, it's the best food you've ever eaten in your life because you're used to just killing something and shoving it in your mouth. For even those of you from highly tech planets, you're amazed by the freshness of the food. So it was overall a very good experience, kind of a really wonderful reward in your otherwise harsh and gritty lives. Today you awake as... sorry, say again?
Nothing.
Okay. You awake today, this is our adventure starting now. You awake today as kind of a blue light slowly emerges from a darker purple one and starts to fade through colors almost like a beautiful sunrise filling the room, although it's completely artificial, until it reaches its full brightness and you can look around the room. The first thing you guys notice is that the kangaroo, or the Kanga as his race was called, is gone from the party. Unfortunately, something must have happened overnight that you are not informed of as of yet. And in his exact place, there was like a little con-type area for him. You now see Rich's character, who you do not know his name, or her name as of yet. Looking down, you see this kind of... are you like high elf size? So you're kind of short, you're like 4 foot...
No,
I don't know, I guess it'd be like 5'7". Okay, so you see like an average size humanoid figure, fine features, fine build, but looking overall confident and powerful, just currently awakening as well and seeming to be quite confused. Immediately before any of you can start to talk, that same computer voice sounds over the system and it says, "Party calibration corrected. Member Kanga race ejected from party. Non-participation. And possible signs of endocrine failure." For those of you who don't know, that means he may be suffering like from kidney problems now because he licked some of this slime. So he had to go into medical. From what you can make out, he had to go into medical, and they're doing checkups on him right now. And so that you guys are still a complete party, they replaced him with Rich's character. Rich, you were sent through your own little room of riddles and puzzles that kind of confused you, but were kind of at the same time very interesting to try out. You passed with flying colors, and you are now in a room called Stage 2. The door is about to open as it turns a beaming blue, but before it does, the computer voice announces the next stage. Stage 2, Peer Testing Combat Arena. Combatants, please ready yourself. You gonna do anything?
Wait. What happened? Repeat that, please, real quick. Combatants,
Okay.
ready yourself. Is
So-
there um
Are the weapons?
an enemy yet? Like, are there weapons?
You don't see weapons as of yet.
What's the environment like?
Well, right now you're still inside the the really hygienic, futuristic-looking room.
Okay, and they
A
haven't
blue
changed
circle
it yet.
has shown up, and from what you guys know from the very first room you were in, you know this wall is going to go ahead, phase out, and open up to a hologram chamber that will most likely project a new environment for you to. I'm guessing.
Before we walk into the chamber, I walk up to the high elf, whom I've only read about in old indexes, and I'm super amazed. And I just look at her, not doing anything, just bluntly staring her in the eyes. I'm like,
Yari, are you going to say
wow.
in response, or are you just going to stand there awkwardly? Or
I want to say, Argan, haven't you ever seen an elf before?
No, never.
Argan, are you gonna keep staring? Or are you gonna say something?
She's so tiny.
Well,
I mean,
I'd like to introduce myself. Hi, everybody. My name is Kiari.
I'm Argan.
Greetings, Carrie. I am James.
It is a pleasure to meet all of you, and I'm honored to join the fight by your side.
Alright.
You're scary.
Scary.
Shall we proceed? Can we even continue?
Aye. Let's continue. Let's.
all right, as you guys are even asking that question, you're like, can we continue? Should we? What's going? And like, you start to see giant LED numbers showing up on that wall, counting down. They're about to reach 0. Then when they finally do, that 0 turns into kind of like a split portal opening, opens up. That wall disappears, and you're gazing into. Hold on, let me get my map out so I can know too. All right, you're gazing into which pretty much looks like a dirt path, and in that dirt path, you see it goes into a cave mouth. At the very end of it, the dirt path itself is about probably about 200 meters long, so that's like half of a track. If you know track and field, it's like literally half of a track, because the track's 400 meters circle. And within that little dirt path on both sides, there seems to be a dense forest packed in on both sides that seems so incredibly dense that it doesn't appear that you could even push your way through it without getting severely cut up by vines, sticks, foliage, etc. Pretty much you've been bottlenecked into going down this path, or I guess you could beat against the now existing hologram door behind you, which it won't give away. You can try though.
I want to start walking forward cautiously.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'll follow him.
Yeah, I'll follow. Let's
Okay.
go.
I'll follow.
All right, you guys start walking ahead cautiously, everybody. And any kind of formation, like who's up front, who's in back? Can you?
I want to be. I guess I'll be up front for right now, since I was the first one to say I'll go forward.
I'll be directly behind him.
I'll be in the back of the party.
I'm the very last one to enter the.
That makes sense. You're 9 feet tall. You could punch over top of somebody if you wanted to. All right. Okay, very good. As you get closer to the cave mouth, you begin to hear what sounds like guttural reptilian growling. What do? Do you continue?
I continue.
Can we?
I want to kind of try and look. Well, I can't see, but.
You want to try?
Well, actually, Kyle, let me explain a little bit. You can't see, but you have these like special giant echolocation ears. So like
He's the daredevil.
you pretty much, well, you can see, you know how like Jodie LaForge can see with like heat sensors and stuff
Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
That's like kind of how you look like Predator, like you listen and look like Predator pretty much.
Can I can I try like sneaking into it to see if I can see inside the cave without waking it up?
Oh, he
Yeah,
wants to try and use his skill.
Okay,
I was just
Let's
about
go
to
ahead
ask
and
if we could use skills at this point.
let's let James go ahead and do a sneak into the cave first. Go ahead, do a speed check real quick.
Alright. Roll 20. Boom! No!
Oh, sorry. What did you get here?
A
5? Okay, so you duck down and you get into like a huddle, you're ready to go, you trip over a rock and like fall flat on your face, and
Damn it.
the growl, you
This
hear the
is
growling
embarrassing.
start to get a little louder. The growling's like
I'm gonna attempt to sneak where he failed.
Okay, go ahead and make a speed check.
9.
And I have a +3 modifier.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, okay. All right. You start to sneak, and you are like right behind James as he sneaks. He trips over, and then you just like step over him, kind of like, oh, okay, easy there, and like you step over him and do kind of like a little spin around. You get up to the side of the entrance of the cave. Do you actually go inside? Do you want to go inside the cave, or you want to?
I wanna look in first to see what's in there.
Okay, so what you do is you press yourself up against kind of the foyer type area of the cave. You take a look around, and from what you can see inside, you see kind of like moving shadows that appear to be humanoid in shape, but not necessarily human type figures. They seem to be somewhere around 4 feet, 8, 5 feet at the highest. Like they're not gigantic, so whatever's inside isn't a massive creature. It's some smaller skittering creatures that are like running back and forth and making reptilian sounds.
Are they like goblins? Can he tell? Like something like that?
He's just like kind of shadows, like silhouettes of these kind of figures. So he can't really.
Am I able to make out any type of like weapons they might be holding?
Do you have any? No, okay, you don't have anything to light up the inside of that. Why don't you? Let's see what we can do for a perception check. What do we got here?
That'd be like perception would probably be under mental.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and do that? Actually, that's a good one. I should write that in right now. Yeah, do a mental check. What's your perception?
What'd you get?
11.
Oh, that's not bad. Squinting and peering in as best you can. If they do have weapons, they appear to be very rudimentary. At most, possibly they're holding like rocks or clubs, but they don't seem to be like super well armored or super well set out with weapons or anything like that. So it doesn't appear to be too, but you can't really tell. You just make out like these kind of like rock-like shapes in their hands. So from what you can gather, the silhouettes don't seem to be holding.
So
They're the aboriginals of the guild sphere.
I'm not going to risk going any further, but I'm going to go back to the party.
Okay.
And I just want to explain to them what I saw.
After hearing what Patrick explained, I'd like to venture forth.
Before he does that, can we look around for like rocks? I want to see.
Well, we're gonna go in a turn order. We're gonna go in a turn order here, so I gotta let him go first, okay?
Okay.
So what you're just gonna? Are you gonna just like walk into the cave, or are you gonna charge?
Cautiously.
Cautiously. Okay. So I mean, you just enter. Okay, so cautiously, are you gonna like come around the edge and kind of like stay flush to the wall and inch your way in, or cautiously?
Kind of like in a slouched motion, just keeping my eyes on what's moving on inside.
Okay, so you're kind of like crawling in, like you're kind of like staying low, and in case they have like.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. All right. Why don't you go ahead and we'll do a speed check to do that?
Okay. I got a 7.
All right. You do your best to go ahead and try and like stay low key and unnoticed, but you don't fall over or stumble or anything. But you're too bulky to really make yourself quiet. Your guy's like big muscle dude is like you knock over tiny rocks, you crunch on gravel, you're breaking twigs and stuff of small plants that are nearby, and you hear the reptilian voices start to become even more enraged, and you think you're starting to hear like rocks or something like large whizzing by, like not too large, like probably like fist size or like plum size type heavy objects going like that, like
Okay, so at that point I become
but you hear it's close by.
Alright, at that point I would become enraged and then Iron Fist the shit out of the first thing I see.
Alright, we'll get to that. We'll get to that point. We're gonna stop you right here. Don't worry, you're not gonna get like hit or anything on this round.
Don't
we'll
Hulk
stay,
smash it.
We'll say
okay.
you snuck up and kind of were kind of grunt style. Okay, who's next? Who else hasn't gone yet?
Me. Oh, well, not me, but.
Okay, so Pat, what are you doing?
I guess I'm gonna head up with Corvo, just be his backup if anything were to go down.
Okay. And hold on one second here, Pat. You are Cathedar, the vampire thing. Okay.
Cathedin.
Catheter, yeah.
Fuck up.
Sorry.
Look, it was funny once in WoW. It was never funny again.
Sorry. I'll stop.
I won't.
I know you.
I
won't.
just call him Kathy for short. No, I'm just joking.
Kath.
Actually, that happened a lot in raids. You can call me Kath.
Kath. Okay. Kath's actually really easy. All right, Kath. Okay, so you know what? Why don't you go ahead and make a speed check too? I'm gonna see if you're coming up to help him. Are you gonna come up and help him? Just be like, brother, do not worry, here I come. Or are you just gonna be like, shh.
I'm just gonna quietly walk up behind him and just.
Go ahead, make a speed check. But let's say that you're trying to be a little. Oh, nice. Do you have any bonuses on that?
It's +3.
Whoa, that's pretty nice. Okay, so being the vampiric elfy type figure that you are, you pretty much stealthily tiptoe in there, stay flush against the wall. Even Corvo doesn't even know you've come in there. He's still like, hey, I gotta be quiet while I'm getting in there. Okay, everybody, shh, be quiet. Here I go. And meanwhile, you're like, holy shit, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? And you sneak around the side, and like you're already like kind of deeper inside, flush to the wall. Do you want to take a look and see anything?
Yeah, I'll look around.
All right, also make a mental check for perception.
Okay.
Wow, again. Do you have any bonuses to mental?
No, that's average, so no bonuses.
All right, you can make out a little bit more. Deeper into the cave, you can see what seems to be a makeshift fire on the inside of the cave. Something is obviously camping out there, whatever this reptilian-type race is camped out inside of there. The more you can make out from them, you realize there's some kind of bipedal reptilian race. They're still pretty dark, and even their skin color is like a dark, almost blackish green. They don't seem to be a very well-developed race of whatever they are, and as Corvo suspected, yes, they're only carrying like rocks. Maybe their most scary weapon is they have like rock slings that they can like whip around and throw a rock pretty far. And then rudimentary clubs with like some actually have spikes driven through them, but nothing that looks too brutal.
Rich.
You're next.
Can I follow a bit behind them?
Sure. What do you want to do? Stay on the outside or actually go inside the cave like them?
Inside the cave.
Okay, why don't you make a speed check?
Okay.
Oh no!
Yeah, I got no. I have no modifier.
Chiari oblivious? More like Chiari obvious. Oh.
Honey.
That same rock that you just saw James stumble over, he's still laying on the ground, like trying to get himself up, and you trip right over James.
You're not me.
Give each other a look like, man, we're really like we're making fools of ourselves, and we're supposed to be stealthy. And
hey, he can't complain.
I would like to walk up there at some point.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you want to do, bud? How do you want to walk?
I'm gonna walk up there, but I want to stay like outside the mouth of the cave since I'm more of a support class. I would like to not walk directly inside as of yet.
Okay, so I'm not gonna make you. Are you sneaking up to do it, or are you just gonna kind of like?
I'm just gonna kind of walk up. I don't need to sneak.
Okay, and then is there anything you want to do when you like make you? I'll just say you can easily make it over there.
If I can, I want to try and like echolocate to see if I can get maybe a number in there of like
That's a good one. Oh, that's a good skill. Echolocate. What would that be connected to? That would.
Would it be? I'm not sure.
Mental.
Yeah, that's
thinking,
actually
you're thinking real hard.
That's a good one.
Arcane.
It might be arcane. I want to say it's arcane.
Yeah, I would go with Arcane.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's arcane.
Yeah.
What's your level of arcane?
11. So
Okay,
average.
that's not too bad. So let's do arcane. Okay, interesting.
I got a natural 20.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. All right. Well, you actually are able to determine quite a bit more than everybody else. You get up close, and because this is a cave, which is like the most perfect thing ever for echolocating off of, you throw out a click from your lips like you normally do, and bounce it around. You make out the fact that this is just a cave that doesn't go back very far at all. It's a nesting camp type area for whatever these weird lizard things are that are inside of there huddled around it. It used to actually be closed due to a big stack of boulders that's on the top of the lip of the cave, and they've taken the time to like roll these boulders back up there and move them out of the way so that they could start using this for a camping area.
Interesting.
How many are they in number?
He can't actually determine that through his echolocation.
Nah, they're not gonna be like something that's really gonna bounce sound back off of. But no, that's actually a good layout.
Let me just say that, like, from the amount of scurrying and stuff you see, you guess it must be as many as you, or maybe a little bit more. So what you got? Is there 6 people here? 5 people?
6, I think.
Yeah, we have 6. So
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay. So there's 6 or more. There might be more. Probably more.
Before I end my turn, I kind of want to let, since I'm still sort of outside, I want to let Corvo know, just like what I found out, so that way he has an idea.
Corvo's kind of okay. So how are you gonna tell him? Like, are you gonna like, hey Corvo?
Yeah. I want to tell him sort of quietly. I want to be like, the cave's not very deep, but there are boulders above the mouth of the cave.
All right, I'm gonna say actually, since you're doing that and he has to kind of like perceive it, you're doing it through through a series of whispering and hand gestures, and he's like understanding it through his own perception of like, can he break down what you're talking about and can he hear it loud enough? So you need to do a mental check and he needs to do a mental check.
16 plus 1.
And Corvo 6
plus 1.
Corvo, you don't have any bonus on mental?
1.
You have a
Plus
plus 1 bonus?
Yeah.
Surprising.
Alright. You slightly, like, you're like, oh, there's stuff inside, like, pretty much all you figured out is, like, there's something camping there, and you're like, alright, so what I figured is right, yes, okay. Like, you give yourself a high five.
Now maybe it's time for James to actually try and get off the ground.
Wouldn't
Yes.
it be my turn?
Oh yeah, go ahead, your turn. I forgot you were even here.
Done anything.
Do something.
Grand, if I could see something other than your character sheet, maybe I'd remember you existed.
Oh, okay,
Right?
So I want to walk up to Kiara and James and pick him up.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Well, okay,
Pick him up
wait.
or help him up.
Yeah, I just want to pick him up, give him a pat on the back, and just walk in the cave.
You want to walk in the
Wait,
cave?
okay, wait. So, like, when you picking Kiari up to do this, like, Like, in what way are you doing? Like, are you doing this like you're like are you like suggest through hand movement, be like, hey, I'm gonna pick you up, come on, like, you know, I'll throw
No,
down my
no. I'm just gonna walk up, grab them by the shoulder, and just pull them up. And I'm just gonna continue walking. And I'm like,
All right,
go.
Kiara, what's your reaction to this? Do you just let him do that, or are you just kind of like, well, like anything's okay? It's your character.
I accept the helpful gesture.
Okay. I don't know if I need to eat. How much is your strength, Bjorn?
Mine's 7.
7?
So he's just setting himself
yeah,
up.
you're gonna have to make a strength check.
Yeah, I just want to
Setting
help.
yourself up here.
Yeah. Okay, you want me to
Yeah,
roll?
nerd power. Yeah. Let me.
I can roll if you want.
Make sure you use.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll for that, please.
A 17.
Okay, all right. Gracefully, you pick her up and kind of like settle her on your shoulder. Due to the fact that you're 9 feet tall and she's just about 5'7", maybe a little shorter even. She daintily sits on your shoulder, and let's see. I wish I had this one commercial. There's this one commercial with this wrestler. There's this giant wrestler, and like there's this really angry girl in the audience, and she's trying to shout at like the host, and the wrestler helps her out. Like he picks her up and like puts her on the shoulder, and she like keeps shouting, like as she's on the shoulder to appear like taller and stuff. It's really funny. I'll have to find that commercial. But anyway, that's what you look like. There's this tiny little girl who like looks like battle ready, but is sitting daintily on your shoulder as you. I guess do you continue towards the cave?
Yeah, just calmly walk straight in. I'm like,
How
Leave
close do
me
you get to the
in there.
cave? I mean, this is kind of a sight.
It's just at the
It's
mouth.
not the most subtle.
And
Well, what if the cave opening is too small and she smacks her face and falls off?
Yeah, I think you would have to let her down from your shoulder to enter the cave, because you two combined, I mean, you're over 10 feet. You're like 13 feet tall. Cave entrance is about 8 feet. You would have to duck just to get in.
yeah,
He's gonna do battle on his knees.
So what do you do?
I'll put her down by the mouth of the cave, and we walk in together.
All right. Do you guys just walk in, or do you walk in like trying to stay hidden, or? I mean, you're kind of like
He's
circling
9
Chipotle
feet
at this
tall.
point.
There's not much hiding. he
Yeah, I
can do.
can't really hide, so I'm just gonna walk.
Okay, you're just gonna walk in. Okay.
Argon, you're such a romantic.
I guess you know what? Both of you do a mental check just to see how much you can make out.
6
One.
plus
okay,
3. So
I
now
know,
Oh,
I know
yeah,
one
that's
plus
You
cool.
guys
Rock.
both don't know anything new. You're like, yep, this is a cave. Arrrr, this is rock. Okay, yeah.
Kiari just had a stroke.
I think it was when I hit my head on the rock.
She's like, hold on, I'm gonna start thinking, and like blood's coming out of her nose.
Jenny, forced aneurysm.
Is there like some sort of medical droid anywhere nearby so I can get this?
Yeah, the guy who carried you in.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh,
You didn't really
you're
attempt
scamming me.
anything dangerous, so I don't ever do critical fails unless it was something that would issue, like, I mean, maybe you have a headache for a while. That's about it. Which later turns into an aneurysm.
Clearly, I hit my head really hard on that damn rock.
Hey, bud?
It's just like an indent.
You're like 10 minutes, okay, bud?
May I pick myself up from the ground now?
All right. So you guys are all inside the cave.
Except for me, I'm
Except
outside.
Dan, he's
Oh,
on
that's
the
right.
ground.
I'm sorry, James. What do you want to do? James and who was the other one who fell?
No, Argon picked up Kiari.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh, okay. So just you, James. You're like, nice, wait up. I'm like, no, I'm just joking. How are you?
Notice me, senpai.
What I want to do is, I want to see if there's any rocks or something I can hold, so I can throw them around.
Sure, sure. You could just pick up a rock.
Pick up
pick
the
up
rock
a
you fell
throw
over.
the rock,
All right, you pick up your rock. What do you do with it?
and just hold, just hold it, like, just keep it, just in case I need to throw it. And
Okay.
then,
All
follow everybody
right.
else.
You can add to your inventory 1 dice for rock.
Oh, I gotta roll rocks. Roll rocks.
Okay. All right, and let's move on. I'm gonna give the other. I'm gonna let you know what's going on inside the cave. So you start to see there was some kind of like, as you guys stay in there a little longer, you're witnessing more of what's going on. There appears to be a group of them dancing around whatever this weird fire type camp setup was, but that suddenly came to a stop as the last person came through, and then they all scattered to different edges of the cave. That some of them you can still easily see poking out because they weren't too bright with the way they hid. Others completely disappeared into the darkness because they seem more adept at doing so. The hissing's got a little bit more quiet, but you've definitely disturbed whatever these things are, and they're definitely starting to slowly approach you guys.
I cast magic missile.
What color of the flame is it? Green flame.
It's a natural flame. It's like just an orange, like, you know, dying embers. Nothing too bright. Nothing.
Is it clear if they're
It's
showing
like
any
this
signs of
color.
malicious intent?
They do not seem to be too happy that you guys have entered the cave.
Okay.
I think we
They
crashed
don't
the
seem to
birthday
even
party.
be interested in any kind of communication that lets them answer why you entered their
So
cave.
there would be no reason.
Can
with these things.
we
Try.
can I try and say something and see if they understand language?
How about this? How about we say this? I'm going to say that since you're from Drathconia and you are from an underground region of Drathconia, that you at least know some kind of troglodyte speech.
Yeah.
Make a mental check to see if you can drag up the best reptilian speech you know and see if they know it.
17, and my mental is 14 plus 1, so I have a plus 1 modifier.
17, where's that? Where'd that roll?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking up. My thing didn't scroll down. 9, sorry, and then I have a plus 1.
Okay, because I was like, I didn't see a 17. Okay.
That's my bad. My chat bar didn't scroll down on
Plus
that.
9 plus how much?
1.
Plus 1.
Okay. You mumble
You
out
offend
something that you're like, it's like the worst, like it's just the last little bit, like, of troglodyte that you can remember, and it's enough that they kind of like for a second are like, what? How does this guy know this stuff? Like, that's about what you can make out that they're saying. Like, what? Who's trying to talk to us in our tongue? But then they're just like, oh, fuck that, and they go back to being angry.
What a bunch of dicks. James, throw the rock at their head.
Alright.
All right, you gonna
Can I
try to
beam
throw
one
a
in the
rock at
head?
their head?
Yeah, I got to roll speed, right?
Yes, that would be speed because you're doing a ranged weapon. Go ahead.
And I have a plus 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think we're gonna connect that one. Yeah, because that would even connect on a difficult level. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll 1 dice 4 for damage. You definitely smack one right in the head. And a 4. Wow. Okay. So the one that was just grumbling about like, why is this guy trying to talk our language? He's like holding a torch and like talking to another reptilian person, and he's like, why is this guy trying to talk our language? And like slams against the wall, and like blood just gushes out, and he slumps over, and his friend's like, what the fuck? Like you can see like, what's going on? Like, and then that guy scurries off. He runs back behind the fire, and it's just like, oh fuck this, and he gets out of there.
Seeing them retreat, I want to barrel towards them.
Okay, all right. Why don't you can make a forced charge if you want for like a charge.
Okay,
I guess let's make that speed. What's your speed at?
15. No,
Yeah,
14.
go ahead and make a speed. Why don't you actually make a speed check and make a force check?
Okay, so 18 for the force and 1 for the speed, I guess.
He's like a snake.
Wait.
with a-
No. It would be speed because you'd have to start running force, but then your force would have been the 1. So.
Okay, so I run up and daintily smack one.
So pretty much, here's what happens. This is gonna be like a 1 is always a fumble, so no matter what, you end up looking like an idiot at the end. But I will say this: so you come barreling out. You're just like, all right, fuck this, guys. I've got this. You just like scream at like the top of your lungs, like a fucking madman. And even like your other party members are like, holy shit, what the fuck is this guy doing? And you just barrel through, and like you're just hopping all around everything. You're jumping off. You're looking graceful, man, as you just plow through this cave. and then you're about to jump into like the big group of the reptile guys, and you trip over a log that's set out to be tossed into their fire. You slam into like the smoldering embers, and they just like scatter everywhere. The fire goes out, and now the cave's in total darkness.
Oh,
Bang.
great.
It's okay, guys. I don't need light.
Well, the rest of
Oliver,
us.
you're like a bulldozer gracefully falling off a cliff.
Did we knock out the guy with the torch, or did he run away?
Yeah, isn't that guy's torch still lit? Or
Oh, okay,
is
fair
it
enough.
gonna
Yeah,
extinguish?
there's a tiny like. Well, okay, there's still some people with torches. The main thing that was lighting the whole cave was that fire. Now there's just like kind of little glowing spots here and there, but it's
Grab
really
that
hard.
torch.
Do I?
You could head towards those spots, but you can't really see what you're walking around or over or on
Do I-
top of.
Do I have any kind of spells I could use as an attack or something?
Not as of yet.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Nah, sorry.
Can
Oh, it's cool. I'm just trying to understand what I can do.
Don't worry. When we finish this whole trial period, everybody will be getting some kind of spell or special attack or special move. Or something.
I wanna pick up the torch and relit the fire.
So you wanna look for that torch. Okay, so you could probably easily get to the torch, but if you wanted to get to the torch and light the fire in the same round, you would have to throw the torch in the vicinity of where you think that fire is at.
Sure.
Okay, and you run the risk of also catching your friend on fire, just so you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
that-
now you have to do it.
Well, they're not
Okay.
really friends, you know. They're like
Yes.
Now you
All right,
have to do it.
I mean, you're right. You guys, I mean, this is day 2 only.
my only
Okay.
friend
Try
is
not to light our
Jane.
green
I
friend
want,
on fire.
you to make a mental check because you're
Racist.
trying to find this torch. Make sure you can get to it.
Oh.
Oh no!
Plus 3, so 5.
Yeah.
It's
So
not
due to
bad.
the dim lighting now, you grasp and grope in the darkness and then trip over a rock and you're like.
And I accidentally pick up like the lizard man. I'm like, what the hell?
No, you
Grab the
accidentally.
man out of the dark.
You accidentally do a huge grope onto Kiari's boobs, and there's that horn sounds like "Wooga, wooga."
Instant
It turns to like
nosebleed.
a whole comedy.
Instant nosebleed. Oh,
Anyway,
man.
continue on. Who else is gonna try something?
Can I? Is there any rocks that I can maybe feel around my feet that I could pick up and throw?
Why don't you do another mental check?
Yeah. All right. 14 plus
Damn,
1.
you've been some sort of mental genius. Okay, Kyle, you not only pick up a decent rock to throw, you realize the rock that you just picked up was a flint rock.
Oh, a flint.
oh snap!
That's interesting.
You-
Throw it against the wall and create sparks everywhere.
The reason Kyle's character can do this, he's like a rock expert, man. Like rock.
Yeah, I lived underground.
Yeah,
like-
he loves
Rocks
rock.
are his thing.
Yeah, I wanna whip it as hard as I can at like the wall, and
All right, let's say this. You could like, you know how you skip a stone across water.
yeah.
Let's say you're gonna try and skip it across the wall. That'll be a speed roll, definitely.
Oh, my speed's real bad, guys.
Oh shit. Well,
Don't
just go
hurt
for an
anyone.
10. We got a 10
Any
plus
negatives?
0.
Is there any negatives?
Nope. My
Oh,
speed's
no
9.
negatives.
It's
Okay,
average.
you pass. You pass. If there would have been a negative, you wouldn't have passed. It was exactly 10. All right. You bounce it off the wall, and the first wall it hits, it kind of flickers a little bit, but by the time it hits a stalactite farther down into the cave, it sparks enough that when it lands into the big bunches of hay, it doesn't start back up the fire that the orc slammed into, but it starts up like the residual hay that they had to feed some sort of like animals that they were keeping as mounts, and that starts up and like now you start to hear the reptiles like screaming like wow fuck, like, you know, whatever. They're definitely cursing in whatever their reptilian
You're
language.
welcome, guys. You can see now, and I
But
still
you
can't.
can all see quite good again now, and now he's actually lit up the cave enough now because this is not just like the smoldering embers. This is like a fucking 5-alarm fire that just lit up. You're seeing that these guys they're kind of about the size of goblins. They are not goblins. Let me clear that up right away. They're not lizard men because they're too short, but they're kind of a mix between a very short, skinny lizard man. They look like not too strong, maybe wiry at most. They look very kind of primordial in their development. Their language is guttural and mixed with flicking and clicking of the tongue. Um, their snouts go very far from their face, and the inside of their mouths lined with like teeth that look like tiny versions of shark teeth. And they have very, very long tongues that are so long they can like sometimes reach up and like smack their own eyes if something gets too close, like an ember or something. They don't shoo it away with their hands. They use their own tongue.
Guys, we found gremlings.
Some of the ones that are a little more meaty in the back, but they walk around on their knuckles.
Interesting.
Can I use a skill?
Oh, and there appears to be about 8 of them, by the way.
Ooh. So
Well,
do
there's
we know
6 of you. There's
exactly
only
what they
2 more
are?
of them.
Well, we just got the description. Unless you
Oh,
guys.
I'm sorry.
Beastie.
There's only 7. There's only 7. Somebody killed one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I gotta remember that you killed. So there's 7 only. Okay, sorry about that.
So
Correct.
these are very primitive creatures.
Yeah, you figure, like, I mean, now that you can even see what they're wearing, I mean, they're literally wearing, like, hide skins and stuff, and, like, really primal made, like, loincloth and crap like that.
Do they recognize gender of other races?
Probably not. They seem to be very, very asexual or ambiguous in their own nature, so if... I don't think they're intelligent enough to even understand that there's something beyond asexual creation.
Okay.
You were gonna try something.
I was gonna try something.
You
That would have had feminists very angry.
Using your feminine wows is old school D&D trait, man. You can't.
I was gonna think, flash them, get them distracted, and have like the biggest motherfucker in the group start.
I've had women characters do
Well,
stuff.
currently I'm laying in the died
Where the
out.
fire used to be.
Can I check my other stone?
Well, let's check with Bjorn. Bjorn, what are you gonna do? Have you done anything yet?
Wow.
Lighting fire.
He tried to grope around for a torch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. Anybody knock on? What did
I'm actually just kind of standing there now.
As the cave is lit up, I'm laying on the ground, groping stuff. I look up at the party. I'm like, "Hi."
what did Kath
Did you
Kath
find what
do?
you're looking for?
Kath-
I haven't done anything except for sneak in
Yeah,
yet.
I knew one of you had done something. Go ahead, Kath, do something.
Well, while they're all kind of still in shock, can I attack one?
I think so. I think that would be fair. You could have. Why don't we do an initiative roll? So I want you to roll 1 dice 10 actually this time, and I'm gonna roll 1 dice 10 too. Oh,
Good luck.
all right. Well, even if I roll a 10, you win because players always win if it's a tie match. So, okay. You get the initiative. Go ahead and roll to attack 1 dice 20.
That's force, right?
Well, this is actually going to be versus their armor, which is very.
Oh, okay.
You don't worry, you beat it. Their armor is only like 5 or something. Okay, you hit. So I guess you're just hitting with your hands, though, right? But I guess you've got claw hands. You can do 1 dice 6 of damage. Wow! Holy shit, man!
He's got Edward. He's got Edward
You're
Cohn.
not fucking around. Okay, so
He's literally channeling the Edward right
As he's killing this thing, like he's sparkling in the firelight.
Kyle, fuck you, man.
and he's like, "Don't look at me, I'm so ugly," and then he runs up a tree. Okay. All right. So pretty much, Calf from the very first start of this day has been nothing but badass. You watched him simultaneously slip his way into the cave, almost like he was like a living shadow. As soon as he gets in there, he pole vaults off the ground, takes a step off of a stalactite on the ground, and balances himself perfectly. And in the kind of speed up, slow down 300 type movie effect, you watch him bounce off the wall to get higher up and come back down and strike nails first into this one lizard face's head. And you just see, like, he doesn't just like hit him square in the face, he makes it accurately hit between the mouth and the jaw connecting so that you just see the top and the bottom separate. And then he comes down
That's
like
beautiful.
like a badass, like one of those where he's like, So now,
mildly
okay,
aroused.
Does the
I'm
blood
gonna
and the light on
actually
his skin
say-
make him sparkle?
there's two lizards standing next to the one that he just killed, and I'm gonna make them. They're gonna take a moral check. Okay, they passed, but you can see they're like, holy fuck, man! Like, you know, they're and their lizard tongue like, like, you know, like, but you pretty much translate that like, what the fuck? What are we getting into here? Like, so, one of them in the background, you start to hear him whizzing around like a sling, and the two knuckle walkers, they're starting to be like grunting and heading towards you guys like mad gorillas. Okay.
Can I check a stone?
You guys, think about what you want to do. I got to get my son an Anpan Mien sticker.
Anpan, man. Guys,
If shit goes down,
explain to
gonna
me what
save
the
you,
looks
Rich.
like. I can't see.
it looks like
So
Who's gonna back me up and?
well, I want to pick up a rock. I want to see if I can pick up a rock and chuck it at one of the.
I'm chucking a rock. I still got one more.
I want Kiari to give me a lap dance.
I'm mildly aroused by your performance in killing that goblin.
Good.
Kath is like surrounded by two, right? There's like two of them next to you.
Yeah. How would I get some help, guys?
Yeah, I'm gonna chuck a rock at one of the ones near you.
This is your last rock.
Which actually then hit Pat.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get a 1 and hit me in the back of the skull.
All right, sorry. So what are you doing? Who? James? This is James.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, James. What are you doing?
there's
How,
two
are
of
you
them.
attacking?
Yes, I am attacking.
Okay, I'd like you to roll for initiative. So roll 1 dice 10.
Dice 10. Go! No! Why
Thanks,
am
guys.
Why?
Natural
It's
1.
okay. If he gets a 10, then you could still win, but he got a 9, so he's going to go first. All right. The guy in front of you is going to roll to attack. Yeah, he hits, definitely, because I know you don't have armor higher than 19 for sure. But you're lucky because it only does 2 damage. So take 2 damage away from your life power.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Who's next?
Can I pick up a rock?
Sure. Okay, while you're doing
No.
that, while you're picking up the rock,
No.
you watch as James kind of gets himself up from the ground and takes a quick swipe with a punch, and it whizzes over the lizard guy's head, and it sets him off balance enough that he strikes with a backhand of nails and claws, and you see like a couple trickles of blood go down James's face, but he just kind of like wipes it off and just like, fuck that, I'm ready to still keep going. All right, so go ahead, Richard. What are you doing? I'm sorry. Well, go ahead, Kari.
I'm gonna pick up a rock and chuck it at one of those goblins near him.
All right, go ahead and yeah, go ahead. Let's both do an initiative roll. 1 dice 10.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, that was 7.
Okay, you got it. You did a 7.
Yeah, it was a 7. I don't know why it rolled twice. So it rolled a 10 and then a 20 for some reason. So it was a 7.
Oh, that's okay. Okay, I rolled a 1 actually, so you're okay. Okay, you got the initiative. What do you want me to put this on you? Okay, so go ahead and roll. Well, actually, we'll just make that 20. That's what you got to roll next anyway.
No.
So you want to just use that D20 roll?
Yeah. You already hit. Sorry to make this sound confusing. 7, you beat my initiative. 18, you connect it with your hit. Go ahead and roll for damage. 1 for a rock. We'll say that's 1 dice 4. I'm sorry. No, wait. 1 dice 6. 1 dice 6 for a rock.
1.
And it's 1. Oh. Okay. So pretty fluidly, while moving up from the ground from your kind of like crouch position, Kiari grabs a rock, does this kind of like spinning throw where she does a full 360 with her body. She lets it go, and it looks like it's really gonna sock this fucker in the face, but it kind of hits the wall, pivots off, and smacks the side of his jaw enough that he's kind of left like whoa, but he doesn't get knocked out. He's still standing.
360 no scope. Woo!
I wanna pick up and throw a rock.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's both roll for initiative. Oh, you beat him. Go ahead.
D20.
My dice have been weighted today.
All right, you got it. And roll. Like, do you just pick one up with one hand? Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and you can roll a 1 dice 8 because you would be smart enough to pick up like the heaviest rock you possibly could.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you guys are the throwers in the world. Okay, so the blind dwarf goes all blind fury on the reptiles. Okay, but you know what you can do? Which reptile are you shooting for?
I want to shoot for the one that Rich just pelted,
All right,
or
there
that
you go.
Kiari just like dazed.
There you go. Okay, so Chiari throws one rock. The guy's like, whoa, this way. You throw a rock from the other side, and boom, this way. His head finally slams into a stalactite. He topples over, and he might not be dead, but he's definitely knocked out. So he's of no use anymore.
Need Corvo to do something.
I would like to actually pick myself up out of the embers now.
All right, well, you're like supine forever. So you're standing up. What do you want to do?
I want to go after one of the knuckle draggers.
Okay, let's roll for initiative. 1 dice 10. Okay, he's gonna get to go first. You have to go after. Okay, don't worry, you'll still get your attack. You just have to go after.
Okay.
Let's see if he hits you. No, he misses. Go ahead, you can roll.
1 dice 10.
Yeah.
20.
Or 20. 1 dice 20.
Yeah, 1 dice 20. Ah, you missed too. So you guys are like so it's these big muscular arms missing each other. All right.
Well, I gotta ask, can I combine my skill with, like, attack at the same time?
You can, but for this first time that you're going to use your skill, you're not going to get any bonus, but afterwards you'll get what's called a 1-point study session, and if any skill you had used during this time, you'll get to study and possibly move up to +1 on our next adventure.
Okay.
I should have said that earlier so that everybody tried to use their skills. I'm sorry, that was stupid.
Dan, that thing's so cute.
Yeah, but I mean, like...
All right, so what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Just tell
I
me.
want to use my parkour skills to launch myself off the wall into one of the lizardmen and smash him into the wall.
Dude, you're
Okay,
gonna
that's
hit
cool.
your head.
Go ahead. No, that's good. Let's let him try. Speed.
No, I imagine being a frog. Put your legs up on the wall and just shoot yourself straight forward.
All right. First of all, let's do a 1 dice 10. Both of us do a 1. Have you attacked yet at all?
No.
Okay, so let's both do a 1 dice 10. I got a 1, so you're probably
10.
gonna be. All right, you're definitely going first. Roll 1 dice 20 for speed check.
12
Oh,
plus,
nice. Okay. All
plus
right.
2, so 15, 14.
All right, and describe your attack to me.
I want to, like, grab you by the skull and smash you into the wall.
The reptile thing.
Yes.
So as you're
Alright.
flying through the air.
I don't know. That doesn't seem very hacker-like to me. I feel like you're trying to play like an orc, man, but you're not an orc.
But I have nothing else to do.
Like, okay, listen. When you're 9 feet tall and you're
that's
fighting
true.
that's like 3 feet, like you can. That's that's like child's play. That's like a hacker can kick babies in the face. Like that's.
I would also like to try and slam one of those off the wall.
Okay. Why don't you? Okay, you pass that. Why don't you make a strength check? I want you to make a strength check.
Okay. Minus 1.
So, all right, I'm gonna let you roll 1 dice 4 for damage then.
A natural 4.
Oh, 4. Okay, not so bad. All right. So this is what happens. You guys are watching. Argan seems to be pretty frustrated with his situation, and so instead of just like getting up like a normal, put my hands on the ground, push myself up, he does one of those like Bruce Lee, like flip his abs to make himself stand up really quick. And with that, he does this sudden blink of the eye type dashing deal where he jumps off of kind of like a pedestal type rock. He leaps through the air, and as he's going through the air, he swings his giant long arm down to the ground and reaches for one of these guys' heads. And its eyes like bug out as he realizes its head's grasped. And he just keeps going, and with momentum, he crashes it through another stalactite ahead. And like when he finally lets this thing down and throws it to the ground, it's a crumpled like shell of a body, and there's all sorts of like rocks jutting out of its head, and it's just fucking dead.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, he rolled 4. It had 4 hit points. He took it all in one.
Hey,
one
Scott.
swipe.
Scott, I think you should draw Dan's character with a teddy bear.
With a teddy bear and a
Yeah.
rapier? Or maybe just
See-
raping a teddy bear. How about that? Oh, let's
Well,
go
you
ahead.
see him with the teddy bear right there. I mean, it has to be a part of his character now.
After I do my attack, I kind of want to look at the party and be like, sorry.
I want to just try and do what he did.
Who
There's
wants to do that?
stubby legs.
Think of something original.
The dwarf.
I have a
Okay, you can try it. That's cute.
Yeah. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
go ahead. Make a speed check. This will be cool.
That's a D20, right?
Yeah.
2.
So, like, have you guys ever been on the playground and, like, you see these kids there and, like, you see one kid, he's, like, always turning around, like, in circles, and he's like, spin kick, spin kick, spin kick. And he really thinks he's doing a spin kick, but he just looks like a fucking jackass. That's Kyle's character right now. He's like, oh, cool. Like, you can see his eyes are like, whoa, I can do that. And, like, he tries to just, like, start running up the wall, like, you know, just, like, parkour style to do, like, a backflip thing, and he just, like, it just like lands on the ground, just like fucking. He's a fail video on YouTube right now. So
Oh, it's about time I fucked something up this round. I've gotten
it's
pretty
cool
good
that you
rolls so
tried.
far.
It really gives a lot of character to the.
I have a
I need
question.
to do something right. Can I chuck a stone?
All right, go ahead, James. Go ahead, James. Do something right.
Stone throw. So ranged. A ranged attack.
Okay, you're gonna throw a rock.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
All right. Make a speed check. We don't need to do any more initiative because we've pretty much done a round of rolls. So go ahead.
Gah. I have +3.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead and do a 1d6 damage check? Okay, 4. All right. So finally, your frustration finally calms down, and you're still laying kind of like in a supine position, but you're like, all right, screw this. And as soon as you reach down, you realize, oh, I just grabbed a pretty good sized rock here. Flipping your body to come back up, you kind of do this like whirlwind stand up, and at the very end of your coil, you let go of the rock, and it flies expertly into the face of one of those gorilla type lizards, and it knocks him out. You're just like, poof, all right. So you got only like, I think there's only one left now. There's only one of those knuckle dragger ones is left, one of the gorilla
The
ones.
one that I missed.
Can I
And
ask a question?
actually, since all the other ones are down, I gotta do a morale roll. Okay, he failed his morale roll at that point. Okay, so the last one runs off. You hear it kind of like whimpering in reptilian tongue. It's like,
He should do a speed check and see if he falls over.
he kind of like scurries out of the cave past you guys. Does anyone want to try and make a reach for it as it's going
Well,
out?
I have
I
a
do.
question.
I'll attempt.
I want to.
I want to.
With
I
my
got
short
20
little
speed.
arms.
I can do it.
You do it.
All right, you know what? Everybody right now make a speed check. Everybody make a speed
Oh
check.
yeah, 1.
Oh yeah.
5.
I got
Oh,
a
yeah.
perfect 20.
A natural 20.
And I got a 15.
Okay, so let's say, okay,
I have a +3.
all of you kind of like, this thing tries to like bum rush out of there, and all of you guys kind of just like jump on it like a wild chicken trying to escape a farm. It's almost comedic at some points, but the last 3 people who make a reach for it, James, Cathaden, and Argon, actually, you know what? Kiati too actually grabs it. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. You guys have it drawn and quartered right now. Do you guys understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so every
I'll
person
have
has a
one
leg and an arm, and this thing's kind of like stretched out now, like, oh, like it's
Nice.
screaming so angry.
Let's pull as hard as we can.
No, someone should just body slam into it.
I
I
want to do
agree.
that.
We should rip his limbs
Yeah.
off.
Limb from limb. Tear him.
Alright, let's just rip him apart.
All right, everybody who's holding him can do I guess other people can come over and do a strength check if you want.
Nah, I'm
Everybody
good. I fell
check.
down.
Force check, I mean. Oh, yeah, if you fell down, you can't. Force check. If you're holding him right now, force check. 19, holy shit. 20, holy shit.
13,
Oh my god.
13 for me.
Jesus.
There's gonna be nothing
There's
left.
one more, right? Or is it 19,
Yeah, it's
13?
all four of us.
Holy shit.
Somebody
okay,
has to be holding the head.
My 14 is actually a 13 since. I
Oh,
have
okay, yeah,
minus
that's
1.
enough. That's enough. Okay, so this thing is just.
And my
This is
13
the
is
worst
actually
day
a
of its
14.
life. The last day and the worst day. You guys, I guess the frustration's gotten the best of you, and I mean, your faces are like beet red with anger and fighting these things. All at once, like you guys do a heave hole, and this thing just like spills into a pile of like guts and bones, and lets out one last screech as it separates into 4 pieces.
Let it be known that I'm not frustrated.
Let me just say that Argon has one part that has a head, the neck, and arm, and he kind of wins the wishbone. So he's got the biggest.
I have a question.
Yeah.
The one that we knocked out, did anything happen to him? Because I went off for a quick piss. Did anything happen to him, or is he still knocked out on the ground?
He's still knocked out.
Can I go snap his neck?
Sure, if you want to, go ahead.
Okay, so
This is a really low. This is a low check, but do like a quick force check. It'll be really low.
okay.
All right, you pass. That's
All right,
fine.
so I gently pick up his head, press it up against my bosom, grab him perfectly to snap his neck, and I just give that good crunch, that good satisfying crunch.
It's like twisting Zephyr Hill's bottle.
So, since we like ripped that guy apart, may I use a limb as a weapon?
There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Yes, you may actually. You can even. I'll say that if you want to, you can have a bone club from it.
Yeah, there you go.
You can have
His femur.
a 1d6 bone club. Okay, so add that to your inventory now. 1d6 bone club.
Can I craft anything from their remains for use?
Well,
as
I
a
mean,
mage?
guys, a couple like 2 of them are holding clubs. Like you can literally pick up their club and have.
Yeah,
a
can
club.
I take
I want
the
to take
club?
I just want,
I'm sorry, I
want
wanna-
one with flavor on it.
I want to
just
use
wanted
the remains of managers.
I want one of their shiny, spiky clubs.
No.
Okay. All right. So Kyle, write down Spike Club 1d8. Kiari, what are you taking? I'm sorry.
Would I be able to craft anything for use for mage in the future, or should I just make a melee weapon?
You can make a They had slings too, where you could like throw rocks with a sling.
Sling would be cool. Can I also wear their teeth as a necklace?
You could do that if you want to. You'd have to.
Yes.
I could say you could take some teeth for right now, but you'll have to wait till later to make a necklace. That'll take some
Okay.
craft.
Oh, can I take? Do they have multiple slings? Because I could use a sling. I'm a good ranged man.
Yeah. There's more than one sling. 3 of them at least had slings, so you could have
So-
like 3 people could take slings.
What is a sling?
A sling is like you.
Well, yeah, I
put
know what
the-
the sling is, but like, does it give any additions to any attributes or anything? Or
Just lets you have a long distance attack.
Okay.
That's pretty nice.
all right.
What's the damage
Remember-
on the sling?
It's only 1d6, but please remember you only have as many hits as you carry rocks.
No.
All right, so you got to tell me how many rocks you take.
How many? I want to collect some rocks then.
I'd say
740.
without, because you don't have any bags or anything, I'd say you could carry 12 at the most.
Okay, I have like a fist full of rocks.
Yeah, you can put them in your pockets. To
Put 'em in
look
your
like
lady
ability.
There you go. Yeah, my parody pockets.
Yeah.
Listen, I look around and after being super angry and stuff, I realized there's nothing high tech in this cave. So I lost interest and started walking out. I'm like, no,
Okay.
not gonna pick up. Nope.
You guys start to notice that pathway in which you came from, the blue light that closed off now turned green, and it's starting to count down. There's digital numbers starting to count down on it. A voice sounds overhead, and it says, "Congratulations, PTA contestants. Stage 1 of the combat series complete. Please collect any needed items before next round begins."
I follow Oregon outside.
You can't actually go outside yet, but you can get to like the green door and wait for the countdown to open up the door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
take a weapon.
That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna go meditate by the door until it opens.
Likewise. And I'm gonna hit on Kiari while we're standing there. How
I
you
sing
doing,
a fancy
baby?
sea shanty.
What's up, girl?
Yeah, sup, girl?
All right.
About Pluto?
Is
That's
there an
right.
equivalent to sea shanties for space pirates?
Oh yeah, definitely. You guys have a ton of stuff. You guys have all kinds of crazy like songs and everything like that.
There
Um,
you go. A
so
victory shanty.
let's go ahead. I'm gonna stop it right here. You guys finished the first part of the battle sequence. You guys are about. Let me see. How far are you through this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're a little. Hey, Kenny. Sorry, hold on. I gotta go get him. Get back in here. Open the door. I just don't want him on the balcony. Come on. You gotta stay inside. You can't chase the cat there. Sorry, bud. You guys are about halfway through this adventure. We'll probably complete it in the next 2 sessions. もうすぐちょっと待ってでしょ。そうやろ。Let's go ahead and end it here. The door opens up, and you're back to your resting room. Your futons are laid out. Steaming meals are waiting for you that look super delicious. This time they've actually been calculated to fit some of your feeding needs and some of your desired needs as far as like what you really enjoy. The longer you've been here, you started to notice that like you feel like you're being scanned and understood better by the ship's computers, and they're altering your meals to better fit what you like and also to better reward you. And so when you sit down for this meal, once again, it's super delicious. There's not going to be a time in which we can rest here. They're not going to give you enough time for that. So unfortunately, no one can heal their hit points during this time. We're going to continue on through the rest of the battle segment with the next adventure. But go ahead and take a break here. I will allow you to go ahead and choose 3 more skills. You can choose 3 skills after this. And I want you to think about also, what did you use any skills when you were here? If you did use your skill, write down what skill you did use and let me know in the next session, and we can talk about possibly upping your skill level on that. Okay? I think I can at least recall that.
There's a lot of failed sneaking.
Yeah, that's okay. If you failed, it's not a big deal. I still want to know that you tried to use it. That's what.
I used parkour.
Yeah, you used parkour and it was a successful attempt. So if you want to say, say you can put next to your parkour 1 successful attempt on this adventure. Kenny, leave him alone. Don't touch your brother. Yeah,
so how much experience was distributed?
Neko-chan, Neko-chan.
Oh, good question, actually. That's a very good question. You guys are going to go ahead and up to another 100 experience. So you're for a total of 200. Okay, I think you're actually... I don't think you get to go to the next level with that, do you?
No.
Man, hook me up.
We'll need to hit 300 before we hit the next level, right?
Hook me up with some extra XP, Scott. I gotta go locate it.
So
Yeah,
I got an awesome kill.
So
I got
level
a
2.
rock.
for the next level. You guys are at 200 total experience, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that is actually level 3. It says here because you go 50, 100. Oh no, I'm sorry. Wait, do I have this right? Experience points, attribute, alignment. Second level, 100, 200. Yeah. Second level is 100. Third level is 200. Fourth level is 400.
Alright,
so
so
keep
I'm level 2
doubling.
now.
So your first 2
Alright, so
levels
we're
are
level
only
3.
100 experience. So at 200, you are 3rd level. So yes, you are 3rd level, and that's why you do get to add 3. Richard, you're going to be 2nd level. But you still get to choose 3 skills.
Okay.
Think about 3 skills that you want to add on to your character for our next adventure. Think about how you're going to use those in the next adventure. It is going to be a combat-based adventure once again because you're still in the combat testing arena. And also think about, like, you know, further developing your character's personality. I'm starting to see them already come out. It's very interesting.
Echolocation.
Yeah. And do know that if you do complete this, if you make it through the testing grounds, a lot's going to happen from here. The adventure is going to open
Can we
up.
die in the testing grounds?
Yeah, when you're not in the testing ground. You're in the testing ground still right now.
Yeah, but can we die in there? Like, can we die in the guild
You
sphere?
can die. You can die. You're just considered not worthy to join the guild sphere.
Do we like actually die, or do we get sent back home?
For real, die. You don't.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, you've
Not
for real
to
died.
die.
Why would they keep you around if you can't help them defeat Azoth?
Load up on stones and play like a coward.
Yeah. So very good. All right, guys. Excellent session. I'll talk to you a little bit more later tonight. For now, I got some cleaning to do because my wife will be home momentarily. All right, guys. Have a good one. Talk to you next time.
Yep, have
Peace.
fun.
Hey,
Later.
Sometimes.